Hello, hello, hello? Anybody home? No? Okay. It is I, Menace Snowdecker. Welcome back to another YouTube video of Bendy and the Ink Machine, Dark Revival. Supposedly there was a Halloween event that I missed, and apparently there's a winter event going on. Oh, hi. Welcome to the archives. Bendy and Dark Revival is filled with numerous characters that each had a critical role to play in the progression of the game. Here in the archives you will learn a little bit more about them in an up-close and personal way. Feel free to explore. I've never been in the archives in here, so I got no idea what I'm looking at. Pay here. What if I don't want to pay you? I'm paying enough as it is. This planet's money system sucks now. Bendy, the iconic imp, was redesigned for Dark Revival to stand out a bit more from his traditional cartoon appearance. By giving him a suit of clothes, he posed some minor challenges, specifically creating a foe that sported the classic Bendy eerie smile, but still managed to be heartwarming in the right conditions. Oh, yeah. He is a fan favorite, so his design had to be just right. During production, we originally envisioned Bendy to talk with a series of cute squeaks to contrast the dark, low voice of the Ink Demon. But this turned out to be very distracting, and the idea was scrapped pretty early on. Well, he still looked better than Mickey. Betty, a faithful maid, among other things, to Wilson. Betty was an important character to the story of Dark Revival, as a failed experiment and someone relatively new to the cartoon studio. I'm sorry! I wanted to see some of these quick before I continued. She was able to give a somewhat different point of view on the state of the world. We have purposely left it unclear if Betty was in on Wilson's plot to harvest Audrey, or if she is just a bystander. Behind her mask, there are still answers to be found. I like the font you did with the E's. I like that. That makes it feel more unique. That Wilson? Oh no, that's Joey. I haven't been here in a while. I don't remember. Memory. The man, the legend, the memory. The man, the bastard, the pathetic waste of human flesh and tone, of built muscle and bone. Creating this version of Joey Drew was both an exciting and daunting process. It was clear from the start that this Joey would be different from the one from the original Bendy and Ink Machine game. Sorry, that felt out of context. I don't know why, but that did. It was the spacing I added. This was a man with all the guilt from a past life, but without the experience to fully understand it. The real Joey Drew made many mistakes, but ultimately learned from them. I don't know about that, but okay, we're just gonna go with that right now. This doesn't absolve him of his sins, but at the end of his life, he was able to help correct some of them and help fight the darkness he created. Okay. I kept trying to decide what game I wanted to play next. It was Beyblade X or Continue Shantae, and honestly, both of them are haunting me a little bit. Because Beyblade X is full of bugs, and everybody else is already getting... I'll just come back to that in a moment. Whole lot of views from it, which hurts because I have not bought it yet, because it's like $60 or something. 50, 60, somewhere around there. And Shantae, I completely forgot how to play because I have not been there in so long. So, kind of not a good scenario for me. And I don't want a repeat of entering in there without the tutorial, because that was a painful experience. Designed by Thomas Connor, the Gent Corporation. Stolen by Joey Drew. Why am I not surprised? Retrieved by Archgate and once again reclaimed by Gent. The Ink Machine's next adventure is a mystery. Beast Bendy, the Ink Demon. Do I gotta read all these? For once in my life, I am sick and tired of reading. You know what? I'm just gonna put this right there. No, I don't think you'll all be able to see it because of my photo. Fine, I'll read it! I'm not happy about it, though. Returning for the climax of Dark Revival, Beast Bendy also, I hate this, was revisited with the mindset of making him more powerful and beast-like. Traditionally, in most horror games, they tend to build to the point where the main villain becomes a final form monster as a final boss. Oh, like FNAF when he finally became mechanical. That darn Afton. Oh, and then digital. That sucked. It's practically a trope. Our idea, what if you got to play as that final form instead? That was entertaining. So we're just going to ignore the clear bodies that are just lying around? Just poor bodies. The Ink Demon. As the world of Dark Revival became more complex and established, we realized the Ink Demon's design needed a complete rethink to match our new tone. Previous versions of his appearance looked absolutely silly when placed in the world alongside the other characters. No amount of creepy music or screen effects could conceal how out of place he looked in the Ink Demon needed to look different than everything else in the world and show a natural progression of the Ink Demon's evolution as Wilson held the cycle in place. Ah, yes. I forgot how to sprint. You know, not enough females actually wear short hair. This works for me. This actually does work for me. Oh, I didn't know the pictures could tell stuff too. Okay, that changes things. Oh, I remember these posters. How could I forget? Man, I would love a cutout like that. That'd be awesome. Anyways, I didn't know what to do, so I just recorded this real quick, because I don't know right now. I'm still thinking. I'm recording all this in advance. By the time you see this, it'll already be like 3 or 4 weeks afterward of me recording it. Because I've been planning ahead at this point. Also, why is... No, you can't have it, Audrey. What if I want your donut? Give me the flippin' whole pastry. Give me. Dang it, Audrey, you jerk. Why are you hogging the food? Don't you smile at me. Well, my body moving up and down like this is actually kind of awkward. It feels like one of those weird stalking moments, just... Give me the pastry! The unknowing daughter of an animation pioneer, Audrey has blocked out the memory of her past after losing her father, but his role in her life was not over. A talented... I'm just going to back up now. This is getting really creepy. A talented animator and artist, her skills landed her a job at Archgate. Was it fate that led her to reunite with Joey Drew's machine, the machine of her birth, or was it planned? Ah, good question there. I hope they make a new game. I'd love to play it. Oh yeah, I forgot. They're making a movie, aren't they? Completely forgot about that. I'd love to see that. Wilson. Haunted by the impossible shadow of ancient arts, Wilson sought to achieve something that would make his father proud. By luck, he stumbled upon the ink machine and was able to become the cartoon world's new master. You don't look like a master. You look like the guard I would expect to find at a graveyard site. Whatever. Holding the cycle in place, he continued his experiments. Experiments that could not fully be realized until the Ink Demon was purged. However, unnaturally entering to and from the Ink realm has taken a toll on Wilson's physical being, slowly robbing him of his health. That's what you get. Nathan Arts. Sir? SR? I don't know. Nathan Arts was everything Joey Drew wasn't. He worked hard, built up from nothing, and never compromised his integrity. Joey had big dreams, but Nathan accomplished his own dreams. He and his wife Tessa raised a son with as much love and care as they could. Despite Nathan's career pressures, sadly his son did not share Nathan's natural talent for business and enterprise. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, love that. Is there anything else down here? Hello? Hey, Henry. Henry Stein. What? I don't know. English is weird! Hey, Tom. Tom is Allison's silent protector, and the only Boris clone involved in the main story. Where is Boris the Wolf? Rumor has it that during the events of the game, Boris is experiencing a dark survival story of his own. Oh, yeah. I didn't play that one yet, did I? I probably should at some point. Wait, so you just forge your own swords at this point? I see rope and binding held on that one. How does that even work on a blade? Looks like a giant pair of scissors cut in half. Mixed with a giant machete. Actually, a smaller machete. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Allison, returning for another victory over the Ink Demon. Allison is always the voice of reason. A beacon of hope. Allison's design was carefully upgraded from the previous Bendy and Ink Machine game to maintain her personality, but with more fidelity. Okay. The purpose of meeting Allison so early in the campaign was to introduce the player to a familiar face after the main introduction at the start. Allison was able to serve as the motivating force for Audrey until the true plot kicked in later. Henry, the original Cycle Breaker. Henry's just gonna go with Steen. I'm just gonna go with that one. It's either Steen or Stein, and I don't care at this point. English is so freaking confusing. It really is. You know what? I'll just shorten it to Henry. That's better, too. Henry is the ghost of a man who lost his purpose years ago, once fueled with finding a way to escape the tortures of the Ink Demon. And finding his way home to his wife, Henry is now left with the cold reality of being a recreation of the person he thought he was. Saved as a special surprise for fans of the Bendy and Ink Machine. Yeah, that caught me by surprise. That was awesome, though. Game. Henry was strictly omitted from all public discussion of the character during the entire production, which spanned several years, but Henry returned with a very satisfying face reveal. I was laughing my head off when I was watching people try to recreate the Bendy and Ink Machine game with their own twist to it. And almost every single version, Henry had a tuxedo. I'm like, why does he have a tuxedo? What is this? Are you really going to show up to work where you work with ink all day long and wear a tuxedo? What is this? Heidi. It is believed that Heidi has spent some time in the pits, a prison set up by Wilson and the Keepers. It is unclear why, but mostly likely she was able to access places she shouldn't have. The experience in the pit changed her, as it does many, reverting her into a childlike state, longing for happiness again. Well, that's kind of sad. You gotta admit, though, despite turning into an ink monster, I'd say she kept some pretty good looks for her form. Hey, I'm just saying, it could be worse, alright? I mean, look at Bendy, for crying out loud. Or how Wilson turned out, or all those other awful versions. Or like these guys, the Butcher Gang. Awful lot and crew. Hey, Sammy Lawrence. You freak. Lord Amok. Ruler of the sewer cult, Lord Amok illustrates how the world of the ink had continued to develop into different societies deep within the darkest places, though he was weak in a fight. His name will simply never die. Yeah, he doesn't look all that powerful, truth be told. Hey, Alice! You wretch. How you doing? Alice Angel, the self-appointed queen of the studio. Alice Angel was one of the most memorable faces in the Bendy world. Oh, yes. I just want to be beautiful again! Give me your flesh and ink! Ah! Yeah, how could I forget that tone? Forever lost in a tide of insanity, she is an absolute delight to write for as a character. An angel of many layers. Time will only tell if this inky temptress will ever reappear. Next time she reappears, can I rip out her other eyeball? And then forcefully shove it down her throat? Before ripping her head off? Don't judge me like that, alright? She's a jerk. People who use others like that do not deserve to have a lifespan. Hi! Oh, what wonderful teeth you have! Why is your eyeball so large? I never asked that back then, did I? Yeah, that thing was terrifying. Just thinking about the anatomy of that thing absolutely horrified me. Ink widows have begun to infest where the light grows darkest. Their king, the biggest and most feared, will only emerge from his nest when its young are threatened. Wait a minute! Their king. So you mean to tell me it's not female, it's actually male? That makes it even worse. Oh, okay. Moving on. Lurker. The Lurker, or Steve as he became to be known, was originally created as a brute-type enemy that would free roam the way lost ones do, but ultimately felt unnecessary as the random ink demon encounters already fulfilled the role of putting in the player on edge. Good lord. A lot of reading. While exploring previous traverse locations in the end, the Lurker found a much better calling as an unlikely ally, effectively expanding him into more than just a typical enemy. Ship ahoy, Dudley. Yeah, you're a fugly sight for sore eyes. Oh, I just realized there's a face right down in there in the middle. Forgot about that. Yeah, it's Wilson. He ugly. The demented invention of Wilson created to serve the dual purpose of dethroning the ink demon in the cartoon world and also upstaging Joey Drew in the eyes of Wilson's father, Nathan Ark. Whatever. Neither of these happened. Ha 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 ha, take that, boy. Ship ahoy, Dudley is a mysterious sailor with his own eerie grin similar to that of Bendy. No, that is a completely different grin. That is the type from Attack on Titan. Along with his sidekick, Crackle the Crab, it is... Crackle the Crab? Whatever. It is unknown just what kind of cartoon adventures they would have together. Hello, I'm a sailor boy. Watch me throw my anchor. I cannot do anything else that is true. That is why I abused the system you got used to. Sammy Lawrence, the famous music composer of the studio. Sammy Lawrence originally had a slightly larger role in the story of the Dark Revival, but in a story already filled with so many characters, making them all play a meaningful part became a challenge. You said I'd be free! Shut it, Sammy. Sit there in the corner and cry about it to Mama. He was ultimately sidelined in favor of telling a more coherent storyline, although it is interesting to note that Sammy Lawrence appears to have mastered the flow ability in Bendy and the Ink Machine, long before Porter and Audrey could wield it? Wield it? Shouldn't there be an I if it's wield? Am I wrong about that? You know, it doesn't matter. Jeez. You know, he actually looks kind of like a Nazi recreation that I would honestly expect to find in Call of Duty Zombies. I'm just saying, it gives off that vibe. Wilson was a difficult character to balance. At first, the players are purposely led to believe he is a one-note character, obviously evil with an over-the-top villain personality, but as story progresses, we see other sides of the character. And the player becomes muddled with who this man really is. In one draft, Wilson was written as a servant of Nathan Ark Jr. I feel like I'm pronouncing everything out of sort because I just can't do nothing pronunciation-wise these days. A separate character at the time, but the story made more sense when the two characters became one, eliminating a lot of needless narrative complexity. Okay. It's hard to believe that this is actually a cartoon. Kind of dark. Audrey is a kind-hearted rogue with courage, determination, some flaws, and a deep, dark past. Kind of reminds me of myself a little bit. In my own story. To make our story work, we needed a newcomer to the cartoon studio world, and Audrey was the perfect fresh eyes to help the experience, the adventure. I confused myself with that one. From day one of production, we knew that if people didn't connect with Audrey by the end of the game itself wouldn't be successful. Fortunately, she turned out to be quite memorable indeed, and stands out from the other members of the cast. Yeah, good. Good job, guys. You actually did pretty well in that. Hello, my little abominations. Yeah, those things were freaky. The Keepers. Wilson's deadly guards and scientists. They aren't perfect, but the Keepers will get the job done no matter the cost. They are responsible for pressing the ink demon inside a smaller form, keeping his power sealed away until Audrey came along and unknowingly changed the situation. The Keepers were visually designed to reflect the dangers and evils of the ink machine itself. Faceless beings made of gears and wires with no sense of morality, ordered around like cattle. A creation living without purpose. I'm gonna be honest, when I first saw this thing, it was straight up reminding me of Bioshock and like the Big Daddies, but this was like a smaller form of it. More petite, I guess you could say. Still terrifying though, in its own way. The Butcher Gang. Okay, so these ones are all the same. They're all members of the Butcher Gang? It's hard for me to believe just how far these guys fell. I mean, it's horrifying, what happened to them, but at the same time, I do find some of it just mildly amusing. I mean, the sheer crap they went through is terrifying, but some of their expressions are kind of funny in its own way. The Butcher Gang. Barley, Charlie, and Edgar, the three original members of the Butcher Gang, were formed from the ink machine. Deconstructed by Alice Angel for body parts. And bond together to stay alive with sneak tactics on their prey. In Dark Revival, we meet an artificial fourth member of the gang, Carly, the ghost girl. Although when you begin to examine her closely, Carly appears to only be a shell. Sorry, I read that wrong. It really blends in with the colors of the backgrounds. It's kind of hard for me to read it, actually. With perhaps someone inside. Ouch. Charlie, Carly, Barley, and Edgar. Quite the cast group. Is that it? Is that really all there is in here? I mean, it's kind of small, but it's not bad. Man, why can't the trash cans be that clean in the real world? Just saying. You know, it is absolutely amazing just how much went into this. This whole game was absolutely astounding. I had nothing but fun when I played this. I'm gonna be honest, seeing the color tones in the beginning, that really changed the whole vibe for me. That was a whole lot better. I still don't know what game I want to do next. Oh, I can search this? That's horrifying, but okay, we're just gonna leave that the way it is. I didn't even know that was there. Oh, poor Boris. How'd you get up here? Where's the pond, buddy? Too much dry air. Not enough fish food. Harold the fish. Poor guy. So is there more stuff in here I can find? I actually kind of want to see now. Is there any other hidden secrets around here? If there is, I'd love to find it. No, just a barrel. That's a fan. That is a pipe. Is there anything in here? Anything I missed besides a dead fish named Harold? And a dead skull of Boris. No? Okay. I was just curious. I mean, you never know what you're gonna find in video games. You really don't. Aha. Oh, another Boris. Why is there an arrow leading to nowhere? You know what? I guess it doesn't even matter. I guess that was leading to his skull. Any other secrets in here that I can find? Anything? You must be hiding something. Ah, the illusion of living. I guess not. I guess that's pretty much all the secrets there are. That was still fun to see, though. Honestly, if you asked me if I wanted to spend the rest of my days living in the FNAF universe, the Minecraft universe, or the Bendy and Ink Machine universe, that is honestly a tough pick, but I think at the end of that, I would pick Minecraft. If I wasn't allowed to pick Minecraft, it'd probably be the FNAF one. But this one still holds a deep place in my heart. I mean, the music was just phenomenal, and the whole game design was just, it was lovely. I enjoyed all of it. Alright, well, I guess that's all of the stuff in here that there is to see. I was hoping for like a little bit bigger of a place, like a miniature museum, but I guess this works too. Alright, well, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you liked the video, then give it a like. If you want to see more, then please subscribe. I'm just going to keep thinking about what I'm going to play next, continuing Shantae or Beyblade X. I want to do both, but I don't know which one I want to record right now. That is my biggest question. But I'm going to keep thinking about that. But anywho, if you liked the video, then give it a like. If you want to see more, then please subscribe. And like always, this is Menace Snowdecker signing off. And I will see you next time. So, bye-bye! Have a great day, everybody. Don't forget to smile, because remember, a smile a day goes a long way. And I hope to see you all back here again soon. Yeah, one more thing before you go. Can you please check out the links in the description and join the Discord server as well? Recommend some more games for me to play. I already got a big fat list from 30 people who are in my server. Well, 31 now, actually. But I could still use some more recommendations. I'm not exactly up to date with all the latest trends, and I would like to know what you all want me to play. Who am I kidding? I don't even follow trends anyways. Anyway, bye! Hope to see you all back here again soon. Love that smile.